today's class, we're going to be focusing on how to do a visual fire stop inspection of a through penetration through a rated wall or floor, and really emphasize how we understand how to read a tested list system, and maybe we have or have not seen what construction and through penetrations look like throughout a project, but really want to dive into the details of what may be found in a tested listed system, how challenging some things might be for a contractor that looks simple, and also some gray areas that might affect you and your report that might not be clearly outlined in a tested listed system for through penetrations. So this focus will also make sure that we take anybody who's new to the industry and try to walk through some of the basics up to the more complex issues found in a common installation. So what I've found very successful and the way I learn is to try to use as many visual aids as we can. So throughout today's class, you're going to see photos from the field trying to relate it back specifically to this one example tested listed system. Obviously, there'll be other photos used to help better educate you on these topics that might not be exactly per this system, but just note that we're trying to use as many real world examples as we can so that when you go out in the field as an inspector or a contractor or a QC individual, you're as educated as possible on a common tested listed system and how it's going to relate to a visual fire stop inspection. And really, in the end, also, we're going to cover how it might look on our report. If I'm the inspector, what should I be documenting? What should I not? What's a bigger issue than others? And what are some tips or tricks on how to put that into my report? So I will try to provide some examples of that. So kind of taking it the next step, then not just understanding what Firestop is and how a putty pad works and how the test is done and how to read a system. I want to make sure that we're fully educated on how to really, what's going to happen when I'm standing there as the inspector? What's the contractor going to do? What shortcuts could be made? What challenges does the contractor have? And maybe where do I want to focus my attention if I only have a small time while on site?